So I forgot to mention this until later in the video, but I'm going to put it right here, right now, before anybody goes down in the comments and says this, because it's an obvious thing. But this topic, this everything here, basically boils down to personal preference on exactly how you would want to handle it and exactly how you would want it to play out. So, personal preference, personal opinion, it's all good. Anyway, into the video. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. As always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. It helps out, means a ton. You guys get plenty of fun stuff. Not just My Hero, we cover plenty of manga on the channel, so stick around, check it out, see if anything else catches your interest. Anyway, getting into the topic of today's video, is Class 1A too nice? Now, I also don't want to seem like I only bring up negative stuff when I talk about My Hero, because I think that is typically what I do. I've made more nitpicky videos than I have praising videos. But anyway, we'll get into it because I don't necessarily think any of this stuff has been handled poorly. But I do kind of wish there was at least a little bit, a tiny little bit, of internal conflict in Class 1A when things like Midoriya running away and leaving them. Granted, there's a lot of stuff going on there. It's not just Midoriya being a piece of crap, being like, you know what, I hate you guys and you all suck and I'm leaving. It wasn't like that. So there's a lot of stuff going on. But now, we also have this stuff with Aoyama, and now manga spoilers, obviously, if you didn't know anyway. Yeah, we have this stuff with Aoyama, and this is kind of a big deal. Now, once again, a lot of moving parts here. Aoyama was not acting out of malicious intent. He was not sitting there as this super loyal benefactor of All for One, just being like, yes, no, screw Class 1A. I'm definitely going to get you the information. We're going to mess them up. We're going to kill them all. Let's do it. No, that's not what Aoyama was doing. He was following orders against his will because, well, his parents were kind of under threat of, and he was kind of under threat of. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on there. But still, we have a class of a bunch of teenagers, and I'm not saying we have to, every teenager in manga and anime has to be 100% realistic with hormones going crazy and yelling at their parents because they won't let them go spend the night at their friend's house. No, we don't need all that. But these are kids. We are a bunch of friends. There is typically some conflict. Growing up with a bunch of friends, there is conflict between friends over little stuff growing up. Being kids, even young adults, adolescents, all of this stuff. You have all kinds of arguments. There's none of that. There's the stuff that Aoyama did, even though he didn't do it out of malicious intent and kind of against his own will, it's still a big deal. He still did betray them. He still did rat them out and almost get multiple of them killed multiple times. This is serious, big time stuff. Now, with all of this being said, I do want to backtrack a little bit and say I am perfectly fine with us going the route of 1A being like, no, we forgive you, we're friends, we understand you didn't do it out of malicious intent, you didn't do it because you hated us, you did it trying to protect your family, it's not that you're this horrible villain. I'm fine with us going down that route. But a few rocks on the road as we travel down, I don't feel like that needs to be a super smooth paved highway, right in the middle of Los Angeles, just got redone, smooth, buttery smooth, downtown, and I don't know where the nice part of LA is, Hollywood, Beverly Hills, I don't know. What are the nice areas? Smooth paved. It doesn't need to be that. It could be a country back road that's a little rocky as you're trying to ride down it. We can have that. I think that actually would have made it a little bit better. Now, I'm not saying this has to be a big drawn out thing, but it would be nice for a little bit of conflict. It would be nice for one person to stand up, two people in the class to stand up and be like, hey, Aoyama, I got some shit to say to you, okay? I get why you did it. I understand. I don't hate you for it. I don't think you're a complete piece of crap, but we got some words, okay? And you're going to have to do a lot of apologizing and really prove something to me before we can go back to the way things used to be. All right? I'm going to help you out. We're going to try and get you out of there. We're going to try and get you out of this, and you can come back. But if you want things to be how they used to, oh, we got some stuff to go over first, okay? You bout got me killed, dead, in the ground. Never going to see my parents again. Never going to see anybody else from Class 1A again. Ever. Dead. Okay, this is huge stuff and for every single person to go, oh no, it's okay, we forgive you. I wish there was a little bit something else. Like I said, I don't think this was handled poorly, but I think it could have been done a little bit better. I think a little bit of conflict in there, a little bit of rocks on the road, a few pebbles here and there to, like, make the tires bounce a little bit. I think it would have made for a much more enjoyable sequence. Sometimes that nice smooth paved road is nice and all. It's easy on your tires. You ain't got to replace them as often. Those things are pretty expensive, okay? I mean, it kind of sucks. But sometimes the smooth road isn't quite as fun. So yeah, with all of this being said, I do think My Hero Academia has been pretty top-notch lately, and I am so hyped to go into this final section of it, this final war. This stuff's gonna be wild, and I can't wait. But like with pretty much every single series out there, One Piece, Jujutsu Kaisen, Kaiju number 8, all the stuff I cover on a, weekly to bi-weekly basis, with all of those things, there's always little things that could be done a little bit differently. There's things that could be done a little bit better. And on top of this is all personal preference. Let me state that before I end the video. This is just my thoughts on it. I like that tiny little bit of conflict. I like to see people who get along, not just always be right in tune with everything. Everybody thinks a little bit differently. Everybody has slightly different personalities. Everybody reacts to things a little bit differently. So for my personal preference, I wish Class A didn't always feel like this big, homogenous, happy family that just loves each other so much that any of them could do anything and they would always be forgiven. Now, it's not necessarily taken that far. But in my personal preference, I like a little bit of conflict. I like a little bit of back and forth. I would want a dynamic like Class 1A to be overall happy, hunky-dory, friends, I forgive you, let's go ahead and beat the bad guys, do it. That dynamic works for Class 1A and the way it's set up and the story that it is in, but that little dash, that little salt of just, fuck you. I like it. That's just me. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts down below if you kind of wish there was a little bit more conflict in Class 1A between the different members of it. Because like I said, they're kids, they have a lot of emotions, they have a lot of hormones going on. There's at least a little bit of disagreement, a little bit of arguing. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. I'm out.